Ian. You didn't steal my Cockspot record on New Year's, did you?
No, I did not. I just got a new one.
Okay, because I noticed on New Year's Day you got a green and black one just like mine, but the difference is yours is pure green and black. Mine has kind of vanilla type splatter.
Let me tell you about something.
I just got it.
I know, and the photo I saw.
Every single person's life, people always have.
I have my sleeve, but the record's gone.
Always have to say like, "Yo, dude, I gotta do something like really important with my life." You know?
I was excited to get it.
You know, like people gotta do like really important shit with their life, and most people don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. Things that they always want to do with their life, most people don't ever really do that.
Alright, come on, put the camera in.
Except for us. We all do what we've always wanted to do. This guy always does what he always wanted to do.
Look,
that guy
my point
always does.
Sing it just like this. One, two, three, sing it just like this. It's just three chords and it's so easy. Just three chords and it's so easy. 'Cause it's all the same old shit. And that's the three chord hit. It's all been done. It's always done. It's all the same old shit. It's free but we all always again. It's just easy. As long as it gets off of a rag, it's fine with me. So 1, 2, 3, sing it just like that. 1, 2, 3, sing it just like that. It's just three chords and it's so easy. Just three chords and it's always fine. It's all the same old shit. And that's the three chord hit. It's all been done. It's always done. It's all the same old shit. Bass in a Jersey band called the Mishaps, and we were doing pretty well. We'd get a lot of cool gigs. We used to play with the Blanks and Inspector 7, and we ended up playing shows with the Casualties. This is back in like 96, 97, and started going to shows more and more in New York. And there was this little fucking squirrely 12-year-old kid that would come around and annoy the shit out of me all the time. And I didn't pay much mind to him, but then the Mishaps broke up and I moved to New York, and this little squirmy kid was like, "Hey, let's start a band again, let's start a band again." I'm like, "Whatever, 12-year-old, fuck you." But then I gave him a shot, and it ended up being Simon, the greatest guitar player a 12-year-old could ever be, and he got better, and he wrote most of his songs then. He pulled some school friends into the band and we formed it. Originally I was the bass player, not the singer, and we had this girl JJ that I grew up with in Jersey that was singing, but I had written a lot of the lyrics, so when we were rehearsing and kind of writing the songs, I was like, "Alright, no, sing it this way, and I would show her how I wanted it, and she kept screwing it up, and the guys were like, "Well, why don't you just do it?" I was like, "I can't sing," and they're like, "Yeah, but it doesn't matter, just do it." So that's kind of how it evolved. So our rhythm guitar player ended up being the bass player, and I ended up being the vocalist, and it clicked. It clicked, and then we had our first gig with Stratford Mercenaries at Coney Island High, and that was probably the most epic thing that's ever happened to us, and then it just got more and more epic from there. Then, short 2 years, we put out our own records. We had 2 singles.
This one is a title track off the newest 7-inch. It's called Pretentious Close. Everybody should have their own way. I'm living their own make it true. But I thought that they finally let me do it after we've all grown older. Censoring the way that we dance, we'll let you alone when you find it more than the threat. It's not for everyone. We'll die. You got nothing left to say. What the fuck are you doing here? You think you have something to say? What the fuck are you doing here? I never, after all these years, that this shit will still pop up every 2 fucking seconds! Like that, it's clear that the same police will always be here on our back. And it's clear, and that's what I'm gonna try will be. That's clear, politics and the police. But you can't fight fascist with fascist with no color, sit and complain. And I don't think that you don't know what to play. Stop that! It's clear that the same police will always be here on our back. And they're clear that that's what I want the time will be next year. Politics and the police. Can't fight that with your fascist right. Not gonna sit and complain. And I don't think that you don't know what to play. Go! You didn't get us up to the ground. What the fuck are you doing here? You think you are up to the ground. What the fuck are you doing here? You think you are up to the ground. What the fuck are you doing here? You think you are up to the ground. What the fuck are you doing here?
Sit and Spin is, I guess, a labor of love and a long-time passion. When I was living in New York, I was working at Generation Records, which was like the punk record shop at the time. And I knew at that point that records of all genres, of all music, I had to hear it. Whatever it was, I had to give it a chance. So I spent 2 years working there. When I got pregnant, I was like, all right, well, I need a career. So I took 12 years as a pastry chef. But my love for music never stopped. And then I met my partner, Colin, and he started up his record label, which was Sit and Spin Records.
We moved into this location, and we've been here for a year now. And loving this spot. It's a lot bigger. We're able to do more with the space than we were with the old spot. The people in the neighborhood are real cool to us around here.
What's up?
Nothing.
We've been in Angry Youth for somewhere around
Look, put a box
15
around your
years.
face.
They can't see that on the
Oh.
screen. We can only
Look,
see
it
that
follows
when
me.
we're looking at it. No, now it's on me. You asshole, you put that on me.
I'll put that square on you.
You bitch. Original members, Angry Youth. Just want to let you know that.
Alright, we got some repeat offenders in the house, and but I don't know if you're all the same people. Are you all the same? No. Yeah, I thought not.
Yeah, I knew that. It's really hard to tour in Canada. So obviously the logical step is to tour the States. So, you know, we find people that are open to bringing, you know, Canadian acts down. And we come down, pretty much.
It's all about making friends, making contacts, you know. If you're a prick, people don't want to work with pricks, you know. You make friends, make contacts, you know, like we can go across Canada, we always have a place to stay. We can go throughout the States and we always have a place to stay. We're finally starting to reach out west of Canada, because Canada, it's huge. It's
too spread out. It's too fucking spread out. Like,
but
Vancouver's a 60-hour fucking drive away from
There's so much driving, and that's why we come down. We come down to the States a lot, because you can drive 2 hours and there's a prospering scene, and everyone's very welcoming. That's the thing we've noticed about the punk scene. You know, could be L.A., could be Florida, could be Easton, Pennsylvania, Philly fucking rules.
Dude.
You do a lot of show exchanges too, right? You play a show in the city with the band, and then you bring them up. And
like we played with, we just did a little run with Corrupted Youth and the Oi Scouts back in March, and now Corrupted Youth, we're bringing them up to Canada, because those boys, they've been all over, but they haven't touched Canada yet, because they don't know who to talk to. Well, talk to us, and we'll hook you up wherever the fuck you need to be, you know? Set you up right proper.
How do you know how you're not a Grateful Dead kid that's trying to change the light bulb? This Grateful Dead kids changed that shit for 30 years, and finally they lost their house and don't know what to do.
And then the punk and hardcore thing, that was like all fresh and new, because I wasn't into Tears for Fears or Culture Club or all the, I guess what they called new wave at the time. You know, it's all real to me. It's not anything fake about it. I had a mother come in the shop yesterday. Her son doesn't even, he's getting ready to turn 16. She was buying him Led Zeppelin 2, Grateful Dead, American Beauty, And she was in the punk section digging. She was like, what would you recommend for a 16-year-old? He doesn't even have a turntable yet. She's like, I'm going to buy that next. So she's like, she had the Ramones out. Inflammable material. She's like, I'll take it. It's cool turning on the new generation. And I'm like, and plus that's my favorite band. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna push Stiff Little Fingers. And I'm like, I told my wife, I said, that's cool. That kid's gonna have his first 3 records, and one of them's gonna be Stiff Little Fingers, Inflammable Material. I mean, start him out with a good one. Maybe he'll get hooked, you know, out of the 3 records that he got. I don't think I ever applied at any record stores to work there, because I didn't want to work in a record store. I wanted to own a record store, you know. And, you know, it takes me till I'm 45, 46 years old. Hey, dream come true, you know. Never too late to live a dream, right?
Yeah, white power kids. It's like almost like the same thing with Nazi rednecks. I mean, they come in, ruin shows, they get knocked the fuck out pretty quick and stuff, but...
What I've heard, you're not using your papers for writing, but for rolling doobies. You're going to be doing a lot of doobie rolling when you're living in the beds out by the river.
Just because I've been battered, just because I've been beaten to a goddamn pulp, does not mean I'm not gonna stop you, son of a bitch. I
back of the van.
I just remember, I don't remember a lot.
Song's for you.
Welcome to Star City Punkcast. Hi, I'm Tara from Star City Punkcast. This is Savannah Purdue.
Hey guys.
And this is Marshall Hicks. He's the man behind the board. The reason why I started this podcast is because for years I've been going to shows and, you know, Joe and Bob and just everybody gave me so many great memories at the factory, you know, and Neil with Front Row. I just wanted to give back.
Our goal is definitely to get, you know, local people and people that actually need to get out there, like people that are trying to start out, you know.
What we're doing now is like the same as what people were doing 10, 20 years ago with flyers and mixtapes.
Street
and
teams.
Yeah, just like it's a whole new digital world, so for you to be able to just talk about what's happening and just be a click away for somebody else is, I think, super important right now. This is kind of a more live area that we've done, or myself have done shows for local bands and touring bands, and a lot of shows that Tara has actually booked, and hopefully help people put more shows on. I'm real busy. I've been doing a little bit less house shows down here, but I'm always supportive. I just had a band last week stay here. It was like 6 of them. They were on their way to South by Southwest. I couldn't get them a show, but they had a place to crash. They had played here in the past, so. And I don't charge right at the door. Like, I let people in.
You have to rely on donations.
Well, I let people in, and I get the music started, and I'll go around with the tip jar, because at that moment, right when they're enjoying the music, I feel like is the best time to say, hey, these guys are on the road.
Yeah, give them
You're
some gas
right
money.
here enjoying exactly what they're doing right now. So, you know, whatever you can. It's not a $5 limit. I'll take change. I'll take ones. I'll take whatever. And you know what? Out of all the people that have $1, you'll find that person that's got a 20 and is happy to give it. So it evens out in the wash. It evens it out in the wash, and that's why I don't want to turn anybody away. And if it's a Monday night, you know, that band wants to play to people, and hopefully they'll sell a CD even if they don't make buku money at the
just get
door.
their name out
I can
there.
usually get $50 or something.
I'm scared to like buy an instrument and then be like, oh fuck, like I'm not good at this, or like I don't have what it takes to like do this. So, like the podcast is awesome. I've always loved to like write too and like read and stuff. I think like me and you have that in common.
Yeah,
like,
definitely. I'm definitely a writer.
I mean, I hear new music all the time too from the podcast. Like Tara will be like, oh, hey, like I want to play this song for our end song or whatever. And I'll be like, damn, I love that shit. We went to school together, so like we've known each other for a long time. I know this bitch loves fucking music. Like, I know. You know, and you know your shit about music and bands and stuff, and like I think that's inspiring. Like to me, I'm like, oh man, I need to start checking out more bands. You know, I go to shows. Like I've always been, you know, I love going to shows. I'm getting wild and just getting all my shit out.
She's a mosher.
I am a mosher.
She's tiny, but she's feisty. Music is my life, and you know, it's one of the things that's always going to be there, and it's always going to make me happy, and you know,
or if you're sad,
music will never dump you.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many notebooks I have of lyrics and poems and stuff that I aspired to be in a band, but I feel like this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
And this is Punk's Dress Punk by Who Killed Spikey Duffy.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have to leave. Let's go. Clear this area out, please.
Oh shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, we need to leave. Clear this area out, please.
Skip down the street.
Why are you arresting her? Stop molesting people. She did nothing. Why? Give me an explanation, asshole. I never touched anybody. You've been molesting people all night, you nasty bitch. You stupid bitch. You fucking nasty. You're fucking nasty. You've been molesting people all night.
What did she do?
I am Mike Brown.
What did she do?
You fucking nasty bitch.
What did she do? What did she do?
What the fuck did Colleen do? What the fuck did she do? What the fuck did she do? What the fuck did she do?
Hit her with your baton!
Have a good night. Sir, have a good night. Saturday night, go to a show. Score some trips and score some blow. Saturday night's a fighting night. Smoking crack and feeling alright. We're all dead. We're all dead. We are dead. The last of dying breed. Shot through the head. We make faces with our generic sound. We rise to defend in every town. We make suck with your Venice lane. tonight. Oh damn, guess what I forgot? So it's back to the store, to the OAP. Only all night grocery.
Wait, what am I wondering? I should appear
Oh
like
my.
that. I've been chasing all year.
Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. What is this, what this year? Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. What is this, what this year? Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Boy, what is this, what this year? Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Boy, what is this, what this year?
I have an international felony now because of Mike Black.
Because we didn't have
And that's not obeying the law.
Are you talking about that canister?
Yeah, when I got a felony charge. I mean, a fucking smuggling charge.
Yeah. That was because we had that murder sticker in the front windshield. That's why we got pulled over.
Well, no, they just wanted to be a fucking kid.
You know, I remember.
God's gonna keep a long story short.
No, we were all in a different holding cell.
Yeah, except I was actually in a real holding cell.
And we just laughed and laughed and like we laughed so hard. They were asking us questions.
They were trying to be mean.
And everyone was just like, you We all said the same thing till they got Irene the crack.
Yeah. So yeah, they thought we stole Irene, and how they really did you tell them how they busted us was because of the set list. I had set lists in my drum bag.
And your sticks.
And my sticks. And so, but they're like, oh, so if you're not in a band, then what are this? And they pulled out the set list. I'm like, that's it. We're done. So we ended up paying like $550 or $1,000.
It charged us for everything.
I think it was $550 just for a tow.
Because they impounded the van. We had to pay to get it out of impound.
We had to pay to get me out.
Yeah.
We had to pay Castle or something.
And Mike had the credit card
And the fine.
and the money.
We got fucked
And the fine for bringing the stuff over.
You know, it was good having Mike. It was, I mean, it's still great.
Come sit over here.
It's still great having Mike in the band, but at the time, Mike had all the money.
Can't help it. The camera tries gonna look at it. See how he did? Look at Joe, not the camera. Look at Joe.
He's looking right at the camera.
We financed all the money. No, we financed all. Like Mike financed everything. Even like the Germany, our first Germany California tour. Mike put the money out. So we all paid Mike back. You know, like yeah. So in the beginning, Mike took care of us. Whatever it was. It wasn't my proudest moment. But I think
it was impressive.
We were young. We were 22 or something, 23 maybe.
And it was 94 at the
94. Yeah, like 22. And so we played a castle. Who the fuck gets to play a castle?
It's fucking awesome. Dude, it was awesome.
Yeah, we had to walk up the moat, you know, and then while we're walking over, the moat goes up. Like, no, you can't go over now. It didn't go up. But so we had to walk a moat to get in. And then when you get in, everything's like castle-like. You know, like dungeons.
Rock and stone.
The hallways like this.
Yeah.
So they had this cool little bar, and it was Germany, or it was Germany.
It was Germany, yeah.
It was Germany. And the bartender spoke German. No, but they spoke a little English.
He understood, like.
They had a chalkboard. They had a chalkboard.
The list of shots that they had.
The list of shots.
A good amount, like 9 or.
Like 9, 10 on this board.
So, I have a addictive personality.
It's not this kind of interview, Mike. Go ahead.
Well, you know,
it's not
when I get into something, I get into it.
When you decide you're gonna do something,
I'm gonna do it.
He's all in.
We're all in.
It was his birthday.
Was it?
It was your birthday, I think. Was it his birthday?
No, that was another day.
it was in Boston when we
See, I told you I don't remember anything.
But anyway, so we chose, you know, they had all these cool shots. Probably never done a shot in my life. So here I am doing, you know, shot by shot. I like, oh, this will be fun. Let's do it. Let's run the shots down the list, and then see what happens. Well, 9 shots. You can do 9 shots pretty quickly.
So what's he decide to do? Do it backwards.
Yeah, let's go back up the list.
Okay, I'll do it with you.
So supposedly we played. I don't know. They told me we played. And so I wake up in the castle with my.
I wake up in a castle.
Oh, I can fill you in.
Right? Everyone has these stories, right? I wake up, I'm in a castle.
But I remember waking up. I woke up.
He was okay.
I went to the bathroom. Tim's in the bathroom. I don't know what he's doing.
I don't know how you do it like this.
I woke up. No, well, there was a precursor. So I'm in the bed, and Tim's taking off my shoes.
Well, it didn't start like that.
And socks.
Mike lays down in the bed.
Socks.
And you hear.
Who takes off someone's socks?
You hear Chad. And we're all keeping quiet.
He was pretty helpless at that point.
I was a bad fucking shit.
I
take off my
It's the roughest shape I've ever seen him in.
And then I take off his socks. And Mike goes, socks off.
No one ever takes anyone's socks off.
You don't touch someone's socks.
There's stuff that Mike does not remember. Leaving the show.
I think Thara's mad. She's back.
We left the show. Mike sat in the middle of the floor of the van. And when I took off up the hill, Mike went boop, 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 blowing to the back of the van. It's rolled straight back. I'm like, Mike, you alright? He spoke, so we assumed he was okay. There you are.
Hey. They really don't care if I live or die.
The political theater betrayed us. The AstroTurf that's all over. We're not AstroTurf. We're fucking grassroots.
It's a damnation. Music made to destroy a nation. It's a damnation. This time for the down activation. It's a hard luck. State of mind. It's a live way of life. When the good is love, that's running through your veins. In my head says all, but it's nothing to change. Like the guy in Las Vegas that killed 50 people and injured over 500. You got a sign with a picture of those people? Do you have a sign with a picture of those people? No. And he was American. What about the American people that I don't care? I don't see the difference of them being on your picture. Because you're racist.
I get it.
Back up, guys.
Police officer.
50 people were killed in Las Vegas by an American. You got their pictures on there. They're just as important as those people on there. You have their pictures. He was American.
Mix in with them and show them who we are. Mix in with them and show them who we are.
CIA. Timothy McVeigh worked for the CIA.
We're the voices. Yeah, right. Whatever.
CIA. Steven worked for the government. These are the terrorists. Those are the terrorists. Go drone some more babies in the Middle East. Those are the terrorists. Those are the terrorists.
You can't stop the revolution. Just like the white guy.
Okay, we got a lot of problems in the world, you know, and it's even getting worse. It's getting much worse.
Pledge of Defiance was the first album on Epitaph. Second album on Epitaph was Patriarch Shark. The third album was After Sailor. But the first album was We Are the Future, which is in '93 on Chaos Records. First tour we ever did was in like '91, but it was only just California. We did like 5 or 6 gigs across California. Just contacted friends, you know, we had friends. You know what's funny is actually on the first tour, even Fat Mike, before NoFX got really famous, even booked the show with Dog. He put it with Rancid before they became famous, and '91 at Punk's Press in Berkeley, which is really strange, you know. And NoFX didn't play with us, but Rancid did, but they were opening for us, and they were completely unknown. They were a brand new band. It was '91. But Fat Mike was there, and at that time, NoFX was not big, you know what I mean? They were not big. They got big in '93, '94, so this is a couple years before they blew up, you know what I mean? Their biggest album sold like 8,000 records, and I mean, that might be a lot of records to somebody nowadays, but back then, that was nothing. You know what I mean? I mean, anybody could sell 8,000 records in those days, because kids actually bought records, you know what I mean? There was a time in the 80s and early 90s, everybody bought records. They wanted every record. There was it didn't matter if it was good or bad. They wanted it. It doesn't matter. I gotta complete my collection. I don't care. You know what I mean? Kids nowadays, they don't care. They just download it offline and put it on an MP3 player, and that's it. Like, oh, well, I don't want that. I don't care. You know, whatever. It's a totally different world.
That's what the punks, metals, and skinheads unite to fight.
been passionate about food since I was a fucking kid, and got involved and fell into the punk rock scene decades back, and took the DIY inspiration, the get it done, the do-it-yourself attitude. But yeah, I started it in 2014 with a food truck, and picked the name Oi Polloi, feeding the many, feeding the masses, feeding the majority. And first gig was at Farmers Function in October, and been moving ever since. I opened the Oi Boy Diner in May of 2017, and kind of just inundated it with old flyers and pictures of days gone by and friends gone by and things like that, and try and keep a little bit of those memories alive and for other people to check out and get involved with. And I mean, I've had middle schoolers come in that are obsessed with ska music, and told them about Ska Fest, so they're probably going to go to Ska Fest if their parents will let them. So it's cool to see, be a part of keeping it going, introducing new kids to anything other than that top 40 shit that's on the radio. So chaos, blur of chaos, memories, good friends, sad times, but more good than anything else. And I mean, we're all still together in one way or another, and like some of us have gone on and done other things, but
club shows or basement shows. There's a lot of basement shows. You love the beer? Yeah, it's a little too expensive, but oh my god, look at everybody that came out. They're dressed so nicely.
One, two, three, four.
VS, I guess, in March of 1990. It was just mainly, it was brought out of another band, the bass player and the old guitar player. They were working with another guy that was a mutual friend, and I started writing lyrics, and I was like, you guys can have them. And they got frustrated with the guy that they were doing a band with. It was kind of going nowhere. So they said, oh, let's do a band. So we had like our first practice. It was like the three of us, and then we got a drummer. He didn't last very long. He lasted maybe like a year off and on, but it was just like problems with him all the time. We ended up getting Pat Kelly. He was a mainstay for about 7 or 8 years. We had him. We kind of went through a progression where we weren't really a punk band, we weren't really a metal band. We were listening to a lot of different stuff. I mean, from my bass player was a big Susie and the Banshees fan. He was into The Cure. Guitar player was into Slayer and Agnostic Front. I was into old British punk rock, and I don't know, it kind of warped. Like the early years are kind of a mess musically. Kind of didn't know what we were doing. We just wanted to be different because we were like shelled into playing with metal bands that were left over from the 80s, and we had the whole grunge scene that came in off that. So there really wasn't a huge punk scene. So it was very different. Probably around 93, 94, like we kind of just started playing more like straight ahead punk music. Things started getting weird band member wise in the end of 99 after separation. We did our record, we went out on tour with the Casualties and the Unseen. You know, they were big, you know, it was big shows and stuff like that, and our record wasn't out. We kind of like lost momentum. Guitar player kind of wanted to go in a different direction musically. I wanted to do something new. I was kind of irritated by it. I took Jason, drummer, took him, and we were originally going to do like a band with our roadie Jeff, who is actually in Von Sight now. We started to work on a band. It was tentatively going to be called Gun Down after the GBH song, but we had, I think, 2 practices and it kind of went nowhere. So Jason and I decided we wanted to play more of like a punk rock type band. We really didn't want to do a hardcore band anymore. And at the time, in and around here, there was a big racist scene that had brewed up again, and we thought it was like kind of a good way to. I was listening to a lot of The Oppressed. I was listening to The Blaggers. I was listening to Newtown Erotics, and I said, well, there needs to be a stance here. There's enough fencing in the scene, and we were like, let's just do this. We'll do it full out, and we'll accept the consequences. So we did Cranked Up for I think 5 or 6 years. I love music. I mean, I do it because I love it. I don't do it, you know, for any accolades. I don't care if anybody likes it. You know, if you like it, whatever, it's cool. You don't, fuck off. I don't, it doesn't matter.
Head up to PoGo HQ. It's kind of a shit house up here because we were up here last night doing the show. It's halfway broken down because we got a bunch of gear and shit that we got to take out to today's show. But this is really what it's all about, you know what I mean? We got everybody up here sitting at mics and shit. Got our awesome little sampler here. And you know, you guys can always just go to PoGoCityRadio.com and you can hear the show. We do like 2 a week, couple of hours, awesome. We play lots of local bands, and when I say local bands, I just don't mean from the Lehigh Valley. We play like little bands nobody's ever heard of, from demos from like Washington or some shit, and pretty much if they can get us the music and it's punk rock related, we're gonna play it. And then we play a lot of the big bands like the Exploited, the Dead Boys, the Casualties, Blanks, all that shit. But yeah, this is where it all goes down. I'm trying. Seems like we're gonna have some people over tonight, some of the bands, so hopefully lots of times after the show way too many people come up here and we try and do a show and we all get real drunk and fucked up and the show comes out terrible, but we have fun and that's all that matters. Right? There you go. Gotta be quick with the buttons, But yeah, so I don't know, everybody in the crew also really big Rick and Morty fans. All about the Rick and Morty. We're also we're real lucky to be a part of this one right here. Dead Boys coming to Lehigh Valley, Catasauqua. This is in a couple weeks, September 8th. Shit's gonna be awesome. It's at the American Legion. We also got a Vibrator show going on in Nazareth.
Oh yeah, and one other thing. To all you assholes that say punk is dead, go fuck yourself.
That's what takes it there, man. And of course, sticking to what, you know, your values and what you believe in, what inspires you, what pushes you, what takes you to the next point, and what builds your freaking scene, man, you know, and that camaraderie of the scene, you know. And it drives you. It drives you to that point to where, you know, yeah, I want to do more. I want to kick it on, man.
Your age, now you're
Stand up for yourself, man. And here's a good way to do it, man. This is it, man. You know, this is punk rock. Got your fucking back. I'm your dude, man. And if I'm not your dude, I got 4 or 5 more just like me behind you, man. We're here, man.